Hey guys, in this video we're going to take a look at Game 4 of the Outlaws vs Eternal on Junkertown. Okay, so first let's take a look at the compositions. So on the side of Outlaws who are on defense here, we have Double Sniper, which is nothing new on first point of Junkertown, and then we have Orisa and Diva. Diva going to be able to eat the halt hooks from Eternal in the Hog Orisa meta. And then we have Raucus and Boink. Raucus going to play Zen, who's going to be the who's going to have the defensive ult, and then you have Boink, who's going to help out with any reses for the helping with the lack of spawn advantage. So on the side of Eternal, on attack, we have Double Sniper to start off with, and then we have Orisa Hog, and then Bap Zen. So the reason why they're running Orisa Hog here without a Mei, and putting themselves susceptible to a halt hook is because Kulmat has been playing a lot of Diva in this series so far, and so they're probably expecting him to continue with the Diva, and if he is actually on Hog, they're right by their spawn, so they can switch this to a Mei, or rather it would be Shadow switching to the Mei most likely. And that, if there's no, if there's no Orisa Hog, if Kulmat's going to play Diva, like, you can run whatever you want. You don't need to run a Mei for the DPS slot. You can put the DPS slot to better use with another hero that you think might be better fit. So those are the comps that we're going to have at the start of this match. Okay, so immediately we're going to see Soon just take advantage of this huge open space on the first point of Junkertown, and just, he's the better Widow right now in the series, and he's going to show you why right here. Not much to analyze when you just have Widows popping heads. Gonna get Lynx here. Do get the res, gonna get Kulmat, and now you can see the Houston Outlaws are forced to stabilize, but we can also take a look at how Kulmat ended up getting demeched in the first place. Quick little scout there. What did he DM for? Why did he use Defense Matrix? Okay, why are you using DM?
Stop the payload.
Shield's not down. He's not using it to help with shield. Why? Okay, dude. So yeah, Kulmat's gonna get demaxed. And Kulmat's gonna get popped right there by Soon. Kulmat's had some very questionable plays this series so far. Alright, so now you're going to see the snipers take two different sides of the map. Soon's going to be out here on the coast, and you're going to have Shadow taking the stable side. So one line of sight is going to be in this direction, and one line of sight is going to be in this direction, setting up perpendicular crossfires. And the payload is just going to be moved with the 4 people straight down. And you're going to see here that Jake is going to come out of the bottom right here as his team is finally all together, ready to push out. And he's just going to get bombarded. So if we look at Jake's cam, looking for Soon, but then Shadow's able to pick him off right there. So where is Muma? Can Muma's shield have been placed better? Oh, just barely gets the shield out. Yeah. A little too late there. And then what happens next? So Halt comes in, but I mean no Hog to hook that. If you have a Diva, then it needs to be used for the Halt hook here, and I believe Kulmat did eat the Halt though from Cloudy, so let's see this from Kulmat's perspective. I can't really tell from that angle. Let's look at Cloudy's perspective. No. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, it's just a bad halt from Cloudy, but Kumet had the right idea there. He was looking to eat that halt anyway. So what happens next? Linkster gets a pick on soon, so now it's even. Outlaws, I guess, just decide to give it up. Weird. No ultimates on either side yet. Yeah, they just give it up. And Kume gets a pick on Cruz. But they're not going to be able to touch in time, so they had the 5v4, and they still just didn't even try to contest. I mean, yeah, they did get that pick late, but it's still a 5v5. Weird that they gave it up so early. Maybe they just think that they can hold second, and they don't want to risk giving up good positioning on second. It's my only line of logic I can think of. So that's the first point for Eternal. Alright, so Outlaws are going to have good positioning here to start off. They're going to set up on this corner, and see here the shield war. The Outlaws are going to come up on top here, and then Jake gets a great pick on a Gray. So Jake up here in heaven, going to be able to get this pick on Gray. But I do want you to notice that, sorry. Yeah, so Jake's up here in heaven. I do want you to notice the positioning of the Mercy. So you can already hear that Cruz is going to get that res off onto Gray, and Jake should be ready for that. He's not. So let's watch this again. So great shot by Jake. Two great shots by Jake. He needs to be looking for the res now. Thinking they have a Mercy. Where's the res? He could have got that kill onto that Mercy if he would have been a bit more aware of that. And now, so Cruz is able to pick up Gray, but look at the positioning of Boink here. So he's going to stay with his tanks. I guess is fine. But he's not with either sniper doing any damage boost. He's going to be damage boosting the Zen instead. And you know, that's fine and all, because Rockus is he's coming up close to trans here. You're gonna see later in the fight that actually does really matter, him getting his trans when he does. So Rockus does a great job farming trans. But Jake goes down a shadow burn, and Boink isn't in a position here to res. And that's just unfortunate, I guess. I mean, I guess being on the high ground. So instead of, oh yeah, that's a mistake right there. So if Cruz is up here sitting on the high ground, still able to damage boost the Zen, but would have also been able to help out with damage boosting or resing or picking up Jake. So even if he would have been able to just heal Jake while he was taking damage, that the res probably would have been a bit risky here. But still, I think being on the high ground would have been a better position here for Boink to assist Jake there. And Jake's gonna go down. That's gonna hurt. So now you can also see Fincy going on the flank. Fincy is a flank hog, that is for sure. He's been flanking all series. And another one. Big kill right there. And Shadow also ends up getting Muma, but Muma's going to get rezzed by Boink. So, and Kuma also does get Shadow up there. So, the fight's pretty even. And you're going to see the difference here is Rockus at 99% on his trans, Gray only at 63. So pretty even team fight here, could go either way. And one of the biggest issues that also Cloudy is completely exposing himself and his team with this shield placement to this line of sight. And that's actually going to end up costing them. So this complete line of sight all the way, so let me draw this a little better. So this line of sight from the edge of the shield all the way to, you know, however left this this angle can go. So even if he just is able to put that shield back a little bit to help defend from, you know, when he pushes, if he can angle this, so if he can angle this shield a little bit more to the right, it can assist with this angle as well. And you'll see that's actually going to end up costing him as So as the pressure comes in from Eternal, Trans is going to get popped, and that's advantage right there. Gray doesn't have Trans yet, so he can't match that. He's still at 87%. Great job from Raucus farming it with the damage boost. So if we look at Jake, he's actually going to see how that shield is a little bit too open. I'd love if it was turned just a little bit more to the right. If it was rotated to the right a bit. And that's going to cost him. Jake gets a shot. Great shot from Jake. His Hanzo has been really good so far the last couple maps. And Hulk going to come in from Muma. Going to do a lot of damage. And Muma's going to get those 2 picks on the healers. And that's going to help him win the fight. So if a little bit more awareness there from Cloudy to turn that shield would have helped a lot in this fight. But the dragon was still very powerful as well. So, you know, perhaps with the shield there, Muma's not able to even land that halt either. So I probably could just went over the shield anyway. But still, I think that shield placement could have been better to at least keep Cloudy alive, maybe even get healed up. And Cloudy, wow, Muma's he has Bongo, and Cloudy still is at 50%. So I don't know if Cloudy used it already. I don't think he did. So yeah, the fight's gonna go to Outlaws here. Okay, so Soon is on this flank. So right now, his team is actually getting set up here, coming out of spawn the Eternal, and Soon is just being an annoying ass motherfucker in the back. He's just going on this flank here and requiring so much attention, staying in the back of the minds of the Outlaws. And the Outlaws go back to peek, and actually Coolmat almost dies and gets demeched. And so they're just like, they're saying, you know, just go back. He's back there, but, you know, we can't put so much attention on him because that's what he wants. He wants the attention to be placed on the flank here so that the front line can move up and get space. So what happens here? Do you guys see the defense matrix right here from Coolmat? He's DMing so his Hanzo can win the 1v1 while he's damage boosted already. I just think this is such an unnecessary defense matrix when you should be more aware of the front line of Eternal, Cloudy, and Finzi. Cloudy's already shooting at Muma's shield. Your attention should be completely on the halt and negating the halt hook. And this defense matrix for a 1v1, a Hanzo 1v1, where your Hanzo's getting pocketed. Oh, I guess, no, I'm sorry. The Hanzo, so Cruz is pocketing Shadowburn, but still, even in this situation, like, your number one priority as D.Va in this meta is halt hooks, stopping halt hooks, not this, you know, helping a Hanzo 1v1. I think it's a poor use of defense matrix. Some of you might argue that this is fine, that this was okay, but we'll just play it and you'll see why I think that D.Va's complete attention should be on halt hooks. She's unable, Kumat's unable to get that halt, and it's going to cost his team. The awareness from Eternal to be ready for this res. I mean, there's no way Boink's going to get there. Bomb's not going to do anything because they have Trans.
Into the iris.
And now you see the Hanzo 1v1 over here. So Jake actually doing a great job even against a pocketed Hanzo. Jake's Hanzo has been very good. Gets that kill on a Shadow. And then, yeah, just a bunch of trades going on. Soon does get Linkser. So let's see what Soon did. What did he do on his flank here? I think this fight was largely the fault of Coolmat not being ready to DM the halt hook, but, you know, still plays were being made on both sides. So Soon finally starts pressuring once they forget about him.
Heroes never die.
Oh, Linkser misses the shot. And, yeah, Soon's just able to capitalize. Bomb didn't get anything again from Coolmat, and Jake's gonna be nothing really Jake can do. This fight's over. If Muma doesn't go down, who knows, man? He had Bongo. Did he not? Yeah, he went down with Bongo. Eternal got their win condition. That Bongo is so powerful. It's a nano boost for the whole team. You don't get the damage reduction, but you do get the damage multiplier, the 50% multiplier. I'm gonna watch this from Coolman's perspective, see if see where he's looking. You gotta be more careful with your EMs here in this meta. You need to always be thinking priority number 1, alt hook. Where is the Orisa? Can I use my DM right now? Is there an Orisa nearby who still has her halt? If so, I probably shouldn't use this DM unless I absolutely have to. Unable to use Bongo. Gonna give up the second phase when I don't think they need to, and I'm gonna put this one on Coolman. Alright, so moving into phase 3 here for the Eternal soon. Finally gonna die to Linkser. Linkser finally gets to pick on soon. That's gonna cause, it's not really gonna do much because I'll still have 2 coming from spawn, but Vinci gonna push up here, try to see if he can get a stagger kill. Good halt from Muma, but it's not really gonna do anything, just poke hog. And let's see where Linkser sets up here. He's gonna set up in the back, in the room in the back, and then so high ground battle between the Hanzos. Bongo's gonna come down, and this is just gonna win the team fight for Muma and the Outlaws. The shield's gonna get melted. Halt comes in, but Halt also comes in to the side of the Outlaws. But that Halt's not gonna get anything because Muma's gonna use his shift, and it's not gonna be able to reach Coolmat. Now Coolmat tries to go for a hook here, but it's not gonna be. His hook's gonna be just short. Not gonna get anyone, so the Bongo is gonna be the deciding factor here. Rockus is gonna get Fincy, and then Muma is gonna be able to get Shadowburn, and that's a team fight right there. Bongo doing all the work. All right, so phase 3 here, we are going to be seeing the Outlaws actually be able to now start to hold the Eternal through these 3 chokes here, which is very, very strong, and this is a great spot to hold the payload. If you can win that first, team fight here, with the payload pushing out as the defense, you can start to hold these chokes over here, and that's very, very strong because coming out of choke is tough against a team who's already set up. Now, if we look at the ultimates on the sides of the Outlaws, we have the Dragon Strike, we have the sights, and we have Trans. So that's going to be the sights are going to help out, but not really actually, because Soon's going to have his sights as well. So those are going to be pretty much negated and probably be in favor of the Outlaws, so we can see which one of these chokes the Eternal decide to come out through. And then we have Bongo from Cloudy. So that Bongo is probably the most powerful ultimate in the fight besides the Trans. So these two ultimates are going to be pretty important in this next team fight. Also have Whole Hog. So win condition here for Outlaws is try to negate the effectiveness of Cloudy's Bongo, and win condition here for the Eternals, get as much use out of that Bongo as they possibly can and try to kill the Zenyatta on the other team. See how this plays out. Okay, so I want to pause right here. Now what you're about to see is Cloudy get absolutely destroyed, and it could have been prevented. Orisa's, take note. Orisa can shoot her shield. It takes a second for the shield to deploy. Orisa is not Reinhardt. Orisa cannot walk out here with a shield covering her the whole time in a continuous fashion. Orisa has to, if she wants to put her shield out in the open here, it's going to take her a fraction of a second. And in that fraction of a second, she is going to be completely susceptible to incoming fire from the defending team. Orisa she should shoot her shield right here and have this angled. It is going to cause a bit of an angled shield instead of like a flat shield like this, but you're putting yourself at much less risk and preventing yourself from getting completely five-balled.
Cease your resistance.
Like that. Now Bongo does come out, and even the Bongo placement I don't like. So the Bongo could have been in a safer location inside of this room and still been able to have line of sight out. So I don't like the Bongo placement either from Cloudy. And this is actually going to cost him, even though Cloudy's going to be able to get res here from Cruz, it's going to cost him because that not having a shield is going to result in Shadowburn getting hooked here, as you'll see. So Jake's going to shoot the dragon to... Jake's going to shoot the dragon here. It's going to force Mercy to get out of there. It's going to force the side of the Eternal to push out some more as well. And see here, Shadowburn gets hooked. Soon does get a pick on Boink though. So we're even, I believe still. No Bongo. The Bongo gets completely negated, so Outlaws have their win condition intact, and they still have Trance. So there's no way Outlaws should lose this fight. And then, so the Trance comes out a little late. Let's look at Klumat's positioning here in this fight. So keep your eye on the Roadhog on the side of the Outlaws. Gets the hook kill onto Mei. Now he pushes past his teammate's shield into the open. Yeah, I just use your shield, man. And then Whole Hog comes out. Okay, questionable Hold Hog from Fincy. And Linkster's just gonna pop off. Get those 3 final kills. So, this all could have been prevented if Cloudy was just a bit safer with his shield placement, shooting it out instead of coming out here and then putting it down and then getting absolutely destroyed. I blame that team fight on Cloudy. Alright, so let's keep our eyes on Linkster here. So this is at the end of the last team fight. It's actually going to transition into the next team fight. So he does make these plays. He's going to get aggressive here though. And gets picked by Soon. So right now it's a 6v5. So this is going to initiate the next team fight. And, okay, so where is... Oh, Kumat's still coming from spawn. Gets there. Now they're still holding the choke, but it's a 6v5. And the halt hook doesn't land, doesn't get anything. So I'm going to blame this teamfight loss on composition. And I mentioned this earlier, that if you have Orisa Hog and you don't have a Mei, what you are doing is putting yourself at complete risk of getting halt hooked if the other team has Roadhog and Orisa, which the Eternal do. The Eternal have a Mei, so they're able to wall off against any halt hooks from the Outlaws. But the Outlaws are not going to be able to do shit against halt hook from the Eternal. And you're going to see that it's going to lead to 2 kills this team fight. Despite plays being made from people other than Muma and Coolmat. So you see here, here's the first halt hook. Halt, hook.
Helden sterben.
Hog goes down. Cool Matt goes down. Did you see what Shadowburn did? Play it again. Shadowburn is always aware of where the enemy Orisa is. So if we go to the first person POV,
You better watch your step.
always looking for the halt, sees the halt, immediately puts the wall up and prevents one of his healers from getting picked. Like, this isn't going to get you any stats, but it's going to get you noticed by people who actually look at the VODs. Like, I can tell Shadowburn is one intelligent player who plays with this team just from his use of Mei walls. It's incredible how well he is in always finding where the halt is and putting the wall up when he needs to. So Cool Matt goes down, and you're going to see Raucus actually makes a fantastic play back here to get Gray. Fantastic play, but it's not going to matter at all because his team doesn't have a Mei and the other team does. Another halt hook.
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
Even with Jake getting soon, man. Cruz gets Gray. Jake's not enough by himself. Your Hanzo can be making plays, but if he needs to be playing Mei, or if Linkster needs to be playing Mei and you don't have a Mei, your tanks are going to get destroyed. It's another one team fight for the Eternal. So given all the shit I just gave the Outlaws for not having a Mei, none of it actually fucking matters if Linkster pops off and Jake pops off, because that's Overwatch. If your snipers can hit shots, the meta in the comp does not mean shit. So you're going to see here that Eternal are actually going to round this corner, put Bongo down early, it's fine. I mean, they know that Outlaws are going to push out here soon. Linkster gets a pick onto soon, that's going to start the spiral for the Outlaws on this defense. And then Bongo isn't going to be able to do anything because... So this dragon completely disrupts everything from the side of the Eternal. Right, going straight down the middle, messes up with the halt hooks. Wall has to come up against the halt from Muma. Muma's gonna be able to get Hog pretty scary situation there with health and actually get Muma really low as well.
Helden sterben nicht.
Yeah. So Jake making plays, you can see in the kill feed. Both snipers doing work. And now it's a 6v4. Eternal gotta stabilize, but Shadowburn does get a pick on a Jake. However, the Valkyrie Mercy is gonna be able to get that, so not giving up complete hope yet. The Eternal only not. And then here's the halt onto Shadowburn, who does put the wall up in time, but is still going to get picked from Linkster. So yeah, the snipers
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
making plays here, helping with the defense, and then halt hook here. Nothing to negate that, not having a Mei, but you have a Valkyrie Mercy on your side, and that's going to help. Muma does a great job, always helping his teammates as well, putting himself in a good position to help out Cool Matt. Cool Matt not landing the hook there, but they're still able to get the hook. Or get the kill with Jake, and Linkster gets another pick on us soon. So, snipers showed up here. Jake did a great job with that dragon, and that's going to win them the team fight. So, Outlaws at the end of that last team fight are going to push Eternal back into their spawn, and they're actually going to be able to get this last halt hook stagger kill onto Vinci. And so if we look at the ultimates here, we have Muma with Bongo, and then we have Whole Hog, Dragon Strike, and Tran. So a lot of good ultimates on the side of the Outlaws. Eternal are only going to have... Okay, they're going to have Blizzard here, and they're also going to have Whole Hog and Valk. So can win this fight with a good Blizzard, but Trans is actually not, is probably going to be able to completely cancel that out. So it's really Outlaws fight to lose here. If I was Eternal, I just push in here, try to get a quick team fight in. If you could try to use your Blizzard to get a win in the team fight, but you're just trying to get the ultimates out from the side of Outlaws. So we'll see how this plays out. Tank setting up here in the middle. So Halt comes in. Fincy is unable to land this hook. And that's tough, but Jake is able to get that kill with his Dragon Strike. So Jake with another Dragon Strike already. Seems like you just used one.
Dein Schutzengel ist da.
But they're able to get the res on Gray, and now here you're going to see another Halt hook. Maywall comes up. There was a shield there anyway. And then if we look at the Widows here, what is the Widow duel going on here? So Linkster is trying to assist his team, and then Soon has Visor, or has sights, and Linkster doesn't.
Cease your resistance.
Gets that headshot onto Muma. Does Soon. And then Bongo comes down. Do you see this Bongo placement from Muma? Very smart. Hidden below on those stairs. And Eternal are just going to wait this one out. But here we're going to see Linkster actually pull off a huge play. Completely cancels Shadowburn's Blizzard. So this Blizzard, if it were to come out, watch it from the perspective of Shadowburn. So he hears the Bongos placed right there on the left, and they have visors, so he knows this is going to be a good Blizzard if he puts it down. It's going to make the tanks of the Outlaws either frozen or completely separated from their team on the left. This Blizzard could win the team fight. And Linkster just makes a huge play there to shut that down. And that's going to win them the team fight. Okay, so we're at a minute left here, and we have, from the side of the Outlaws, what do they have to work with in the ultimate economy? They have Whole Hog and they have Trans. And that's going to be placed against a Whole Hog and a Nano. So obviously that's going to favor the Outlaws if they can make good use of that Trans. Win condition here for the Eternal is to get a kill onto that Zenyatta, but you're running, you're running the static comp. It's not really a dive comp, so it's going to be tougher to get that kill onto the Zenyatta. It's going to have to take Soon making a play, or a lucky Halt hook onto Zen, or at least just finding some way to force that Trans out, applying pressure onto the main tanks, making Raucous have to use that Trans early. So let's see what happens here. So the setup right now is Coolmat, Muma, and Jake up here in the middle of the street. In the back we got the Mercy and Zen, and then we have on the high ground over here Linkster. Halt not gonna get anything. Eternal is setting up their attack, deciding which way they want to come out. They're gonna come out from this right choke. Shield comes out, and so Outlaws win that shield war. Halt comes in, and so here's the thing. Outlaws are going to have no way to defend this Halt hook, but they're going to get very, 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 very lucky that Shadowburn misplaces his wall here to help his team. See, their hog gets hooked, and the wall is just a little too far. and that's going to end up with Fincy getting the death. But Jake is also going to die. Here's the thing, though. Eternal swapped off the Mei. Outlaws didn't. And Eternal aren't going to be able to get this kill on the Mercy. The great shield from Muma. Muma always helping his team in any way he can. Always making the smart play, it seems. And he's going to be putting that shield down and body blocking for his Mercy.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Boink is going to be able to get Jake up, and now it's a 6v5, and Coolmatch is going to push in with the whole hog into this tiny little spaced area and try to advantage on this 6v5. The Halt's going to displace Mei, but Mei's going to fall out, and they're going to call for the reset. They get cloudy, and now they're just going to push for kills. So having a Mercy was part of the reason why they won, but also part of the reason why they were able to get this teamfight win was from the mistake of Shadowburn putting that wall a little too far and costing the life of Fincy. So you're going to see here the Eternal try to stall. They still have the nano. They're going to nano their hamster. But Wrecking Ball's not going to do shit. And that is the round for Eternal getting only 2.
2-1. Attackers incoming.
Okay, so let's look at the comps here.
Stop the payload.
On the defense here, so look at defense first. We have Shadowburn and soon as the double sniper, but with double sniper they're actually going to run Orisa Hog anyway and not a D.Va. So that makes them susceptible to Halt Hook, which is interesting that they would decide to do this because they have been running Shadow at the Mei, but I guess because this map is so open with all the sightlines, they're going to like to, they think that double sniper is still better than defending against Halt Hook, which we'll see if that works out for them or not. And then Cruz is going to play Mercy, and then Zen for Gray. On the attack, we have Jake running Genji, and then Lynx are running the Widow. Widow is probably going to be coming around the coastline here, and then Genji's probably going to be messing around on the stables. And then we have, so Rockets and Boink are going to be on a Mercy, and then we have Hog Orisa, and there is no Mei again, so both teams making themselves susceptible to Halt Hook. So no Mei and no Mei. Not having Mei means Halt Hook is free. So yeah, no Mei equals Halt Hook is free. Or D.Va. No Mei or D.Va. So those are our comps. Let's see how it plays out.
1. Attackers incoming.
Okay, so already going to give up the high ground here are the Eternal. Got Orisa Hog on the point, and then Orisa and Hog on the Eternal are going to be setting up on at this corner right here. So looks like Shadow's going to be taking care of the stables, and Soon's going to be taking care of the coast. And Jake's going to pressure coaster and try to get that Widow from Soon to back off. Pocket's going to be on a Shadow though. And Jake is actually going to get the pocket as well. So Halt Hook right there onto Raucous, but they're not able to capitalize on this. Right? So there's one Halt. Doesn't get anything. Here's the counter Halt. They are actually able, let's see if Fincy misses his shot here. So they are able to get Raucous. Ooh, see how Raucous crouched there? But Fincy misses his shot, and then Raucous is able to get out from that. So good play there by Raucous to crouch, if that's what happened, or maybe it was just a glitch where his hitbox got lower for some reason. And then we got both second DPSs that aren't named Widow battling over here, pocketed. Shadow and Jake. Jake getting Shadow really low, but unable to finish. Halt hook comes in. Again, no way for either team to defend the halt hook, so whoever can land their halt hooks and make the other team pay for it is going to win this tank battle. And again, the Outlaws are able to escape from getting halt hook, and now a halt hook back. Wait, was that just a hook, or was that a halt hook from the Outlaws? So yeah, right here, they need to be able to kill Cool Matt. There's no way Cool Matt should get out. You have Gray, Cloudy, and Fincy all pressuring this hog. And he's discorded. Like, there's no way he should be able to get out. And then halt hook back. Gets slept in the middle of his halt.
Defense mode active.
Antied. 1 HP. And he finally goes down. Okay. But Soon's able to get Muma here on this angle. Not getting pressured at all from Linkser. So he's able to help his tanks win the battle there. You're going to force a res. Both teams going to get resed up here. And now let's move to Shadowburn. Oops, Shadow. Soon picks Linkser, and now it's a 65 with no res capability. Soon's was under 25 health. Great pick there from Shadow on that halt. Cool Matt does get Gray though on their halt hook. Cloudy gets Cool Matt. So yes, the halt hook worked for the Outlaws on that pick, but Linkser going down and not having any defense against that wall and not contesting this high ground Hanzo here, just letting Hanzo reign free. This is Jake's job to pressure him. So if we look at this again, Shadow's going to get this shot onto Muma, and Jake's not going to be here to stop him. So Jake's full health right now and falling back and letting this whole area be conceded. So this whole area belongs to Shadowburn right now without any contest from Jake. And that's going to result in his main tank going down. So Jake was going out on the flank there, which I guess is fine, but then didn't end up being fine because his tank was getting shot from a Hanzo that wasn't bothered at all. And that's that team fight. Okay, we're coming into the next team fight here, and on the side of the Outlaws, they still don't have their Nano Blade, so Jake having to farm as soon as he can to be able to get that Nano Blade is going to be what they're going to be looking for here. However, if you see what's going on, Jake and Linkser are on coast here fighting Soon, the Blue Widow, and then Shadow is completely unscathed over here at Stables, and you're going to see that's going to matter. Halt hook doesn't land, and you can see Shadow has no contest here at Stables, and he's going to get the pick. So that's going to stagger, but it's actually not going to matter that much because Jake's just trying to farm for Blade here anyway. And Ruckus is going to be back in 10 seconds. Just hopefully nobody goes down for the Outlaws here is what they're hoping. And right now I think Eternal should be pressuring a bit more. They're kind of just content with letting the payload move up, move up, move up. Halt hook doesn't land. And now this amazing sleep, I missed it right here, but I'll play it again. This amazing sleep from Ruckus is what's going to help them win this team fight.
You're not getting rid of me, Jack.
So this sleep is going to land onto Shadowburn here in the Stables. And so Gray needs to be able to get his trans up and go help Shadowburn as soon as he sees that Genji dash up And he is, if we switch to Gray, he's nowhere near his sleeping Hanzo. So that's going to result in his Hanzo dying. And now
Into the
Cruz has no choice but to go to the trance so he doesn't die.
Cease your resistance.
Bongo comes out as well. Is Cruz going to go for the res? It's right here at the same time. Cruz isn't even going to go for the res. I think I would have liked to see Cruz try to get there. But regardless, so Soon's going to be pressured here on Coast by Genji and a Widow. And you're going to see the Outlaws do a great job here of collapsing onto Soon. So Soon's in the middle of nowhere here on Coast. He's getting pressured by a Genji and a Widow, and then the other three over here are actually going to pressure as well. And this is a great job from the Outlaws collapsing. So Soon does get that kill on the Linkser, but even with the pocket, the rest of the team is going to move towards Coast and apply that pressure. Bongo finally comes down from the Outlaws, and that's just going to secure the fight right there. So that all started off by an amazing sleep from Raucus. And then with the healers on the Eternal, Cruz, or whoever, was it Gray? Gray not being able to trans to his sleeping Hanzo, and then Cruz not being able to get that res. Both tough, very tough plays to make, but, you know, maybe sometimes the other team's just better, and Raucus landing that sleep was what really sealed the deal for this first point to be in favor of the Outlaws. I just want to watch this one more time from an aerial perspective. I think it's a little unfair actually to blame Gray at all for this. He's in a good position. He's kind of in the open, but you know it's going to be tough for him to get there with his trans, and Shadow gets antied as well. So yeah, there's no way that Gray's going to be able to get there. He pops trans as soon as he can. They had the whole hog already, so it might have been overkill to pop the trans there, but I would have really liked to see Cruz here try to go for the res. This team has put Bongo down. They have trans. They have hog. Your only way to win this team fight really is with Shadowburn. Unless Linkser can really pop off, which I guess he's been doing, but still, you're putting yourself and your team in a better position if you go and get that res, or even try to. It's a calculated risk that I think Cruz should have took. Alright, so the Eternal are going to set up here for the second phase on their hold. Shadow's going to be up here in heaven, and we got Soon over here on the high ground. And now Jake's going to contest this. But you're going to see Shadow actually make 2 huge picks. Battling for this high ground spot over here at this window. Amazing shot right there. And then using the storm bow right there as well. That's going to make the Outlaws back out. So let's watch that again from the perspective of Shadow.
See through the dragon's eyes.
Both teams fighting for this heaven area. And Shadow just the better DPS on this fight. Okay, so now you're going to see the next hold here from the Eternal on this second phase. Both teams about equal in the shield break war. And you're going to see that actually Cloudy's going to be on this left side here. And this is a very dangerous spot being by yourself over here. Split from your team. So high ground is going to be given to Gray, and Shadowburn as well as Cruz are going to be contesting this heaven area. So they have so much map control right now due to the Eternal. And you're going to see that this is actually a really good halt hook. It lands, but there's no follow-up. And Jake dashes in for some reason. There's no way that dash was going to do anything to Fincy. I mean, the dash only does 50 damage. Your shurikens do 28 per shuriken, so just one shuriken to the head is already going to do more damage than this dash. You're putting yourself in a bad position. Jake gets antied and gives up the flank capability for Linkser, who's trying to get on the flank right now. And that's going to make Fincy push him. And Fincy's going to get 2 kills here. Actually going to get 3. We're going to get this kill on Boink. And that's going to be the team fight right there. So, yeah, no real follow-up onto Fincy. I mean, trying to get a kill on a hog and a halt hook is tough, but they barely did anything. I mean, they did, like... So if we look at Fincy's health here on this halt hook, he doesn't get antied, he doesn't... It's like no damage done to him. So yeah, he goes, the lowest he gets to is 332. Doesn't even get past half health. So I think there needs to be better follow-up there from the Outlaws on their halt hooks. You know that the Eternal aren't running a Mei, and just being able to get those picks on those halt hooks are going to open up so much for your attack, and they weren't able to do that here. Okay, so next team fight here, let's look at the positions from the Eternal on their defense. So right now you have Shadow taking this Heaven with Cruz in a good position to assist both Shadow and his tank line, and going back if he needs to. Ana taking the high ground on the back here, soon going to be on this high ground, and then the tanks over here on the left. We'll see how this plays out. So the tank's going to retreat. This is a big window here for a halt or a hook right here on this transition back. And I would have liked to see the Eternal hold closer to here, because against, I'm just going to say it, better teams, this window of space where you're going back is going to be, it's going to be taken advantage of. And there you go. Actually, the hook does come in, but you're going to see there's no capitalization on it whatsoever. Fincy gets back. And the Nanoblade's going to come out. Jake does get a kill with it. Does his job with the blade. That's all he needs. Gets that first pick. And then Cloudy's going to get nanoed. Whole Hog's going to come out as well. Soon gets a pick on Linkser. He's on the flank. But Jake does a great job of helping his team. And you're going to see here. So Jake's going to get that pick onto Soon. But what we're going to see here, what I think is more important, is that Shadow isn't playing Mei right now. And he has no defense for this halt hook, and he's going to pay for it by not playing Mei and not having a D.Va on his team. So right now, it's about even, because Gray's up, and they got the pick onto, I believe, who was it? It was Soon who got the pick onto Boink, right? No, Soon gets a pick on Linkser. Okay, so right now it's at 4v5. And the thing is, though, the Eternal have the advantage right now because they have Bongo, and they have this hook landing on a cool mess. And now it's 4v4, and again, Eternal have advantage because they have Bongo. So I would like to see the Eternal actually apply more pressure here with their tank line. I'd like to see Fincy get a little bit more aggressive here. And now they got to fall back because Bongo comes out. So the end of that Bongo there was... I mean, there's not really much you can do there with just Hog and Orisa. I guess you do want to stay a little bit more static in that. And there's not much you can do. If you push out, you're putting yourself in pretty poor positioning. So it is a tough position. We'll see how Eternal plays this last part. Anti, that's a great anti by Raucus. Raucus is having a great Junkertown. That anti is going to help them get a pick onto Cloudy. And then Shadow's going to go down to Linkser as well. So Linkser actually stepping up a bit more here on this second phase. Halt hook comes in, and again, no defense for it. Jake gets Soon. Jake does a great job pressuring soon on the second phase.
60 seconds.
It opened up so much space for Linkster too to make plays. I would just like to see the Outlaws do a better job capitalizing on their halt hooks. And there's only so much you can do when you have a Widow and a Genji. But even an anti, Linkster getting the headshot on the halt hooks, something. I like to see Linkster contribute more to that. Rockets did get an anti on, I think, one of the later halt hooks, but still not a lot of... in a situation where Eternal are pretty much giving you halt hooks, they're not being as effective, but Jake does a great job in the second phase opening things up for Linkster, and Linkster does a great job hitting his shots. Rocket's doing a great job in general, and the Outlaws are able to take this second phase. So I'm actually going to blame this next team fight on Muma, and Muma's positioning specifically. So we'll see that... Okay, again, neither team has a Mei, except Eternal does have a Mei now. Eternal is defending against Halt Hook now. And the Outlaws have a D.Va now. So they actually, both teams can defend against Halt Hook. The problem is, Coolmat, I'm not going to blame this on Coolmat, because Coolmat doesn't eat the Halt, but he does protect his Muma when Muma... Right now, you see Muma is out in the open by himself. He's going to get halted, but he is going to reinforce. Here's the thing, though. So his shield goes down, and you see this... I'd like to see Muma stay closer to cover here. So right now, Muma is a little bit too much in the open, and you're going to see he's going to try to, as his shield goes down, he's going to try to back up in this general area. I like to see him come closer to this, to the walls over here, so he can stay out of line of sight if his shield does go down. Because right now his team isn't out yet, and their team is pressuring his shield hard. So if we see this, we watch this, he does start to move slightly back, but he goes so far back here. Move more to the left. Your shield is down, and now you're putting Coolmat in a position where you're out in the open, and they're going to be pressuring you, and Coolmat's going to have to put his defense matrix out to help keep you up and get healed up. And now because Coolmat uses his defense matrix, this Halt's going to land, and there's no defense matrix to help stop you from getting hooked. And that's a good wall from Shadowburn as well. Soon pops Linkster's head. And that's going to be the team fight right there. So, being a little bit more safer with your positioning coming out of this choke, I think for Muma that would have helped a lot in defending against that Halt Hook. So this next fight is the fault of the Nano not being placed on Jake before he blades and goes in. And you're going to see that... I'll let it play here for a little bit. So Halt comes in. Jake still isn't nanoed. He gets the slash and... or gets the dash and the slash after. But he's not nanoed. Now he's nanoed. So that would have killed Gray. The slash dash when you're nanoed kills 200 HP targets. But if you don't have the nano, it doesn't. And so... right now, Gray only has 170 damage applied to him when he could have had more than 200. And now, Eternal do a great job collapsing onto the Genji, and Bongo comes out as well. Nano onto the Orisa. Ice Wall comes out to trap Raucus. Raucus gets frozen. Another freeze onto Muma, and Muma's going to go down. So, just the coordination there, not to have Nano Blade on you, hurt Outlaws. And they could have got that kill, they could have got that pick, it could have turned the tides there. But there was just no Nano applied to Jake. And there's really no fault on that other than the coordination. Alright, moving into the last team fight here on Junkertown and for the series as a whole. So we have, Eternal has the Blizzard, and Outlaws have Valk, which are going to pop right now. And actually, they get the Halt Hook onto the onto Boink, but Boink's not going to go down, so Fincy's not able to finish that kill with Cloudy. Blizzard's going to come out right on point, but you're going to see. So right now, Eternal should win this fight, but Jake thinks otherwise. So 2 huge kills from Jake. It's going to open things up. And that's going to force Eternal to fall back and regroup. Now we're going to see that Coolmat's actually able to get out despite getting hooked. And unless Raucus does what he does here, Coolmat probably goes down. So you're going to see, again, the Outlaws do not have... Okay, now they finally have a Mei, but Lynx are still by spawn. And this Halt Hook's going to come out before Lynxer can come. And even with Lynxer not being there, he still falls to soon, pressuring from high ground. So there's no high ground presence either at all from the Outlaws. Jake's down here on point. That's a huge pick from Soon onto Lynxer, but it wouldn't have mattered for this Halt Hook anyway because Lynxer wasn't in position to stop him. And you're going to see Hog, Coolmat should be dying here. The wall comes up, but Raucus is aware of the situation. Nanos Coolmat, great job getting that nano on. I think Raucus has had a fantastic game. Freeze comes out, and the nano is just going to keep Coolmat up. Jake does a great job with this dragon, putting it in a great spot to get Gray. Bongo comes out from both sides, and at this point it's just the whole Hog that's going to keep Outlaws off the point. So a heroic effort by Jake, and unfortunately took way too long for them to get to that final phase and get out of that third, get rolling on that third phase, and the whole Hog's just going to keep them off, and Paris wins the series. Alright, so that's all 4 maps from the Outlaws vs Eternal. I appreciate you guys tuning into this. This was my first time doing on video, looking at gameplay from Overwatch League competition, and I'd love to hear any feedback you have for me. I really do appreciate anything you have to say, whether it's good or whether it's bad. It helps me do a better job with these videos, and really the purpose of these videos is so that we can understand what's going on in the games a bit better, because I think watching it live you miss a lot, and with this replay viewer it does a great job opening things up for us to see what really was the reason a team won a team fight or a team lost a team fight. And just to summarize some key things that I took from this series as far as the Outlaws and Eternal. Soon obviously popped off, but there's a lot more to say. The Fincy flanks were consistent, and if teams can be aware of the paths that Fincy might be on and be ready for it, he is usually alone, as are most flankers, and he's going to get punished if a Ana lands a sleep dart on them and the rest of the team can collapse on him. So against the Outlaws he was able to pull this off pretty consistently and be a force, but against other teams I don't think that's going to be as consistent, this flank hog style. Maybe I'm wrong. It worked in this game, and for the Outlaws, I think that also the Halt Hook defense was very poor. It wasn't always Coolmat's fault. Sometimes it was the fault of positioning. Muma had pretty poor positioning on that beginning of the third phase, and Muma had a great series in general. He's fairly consistent most of the time, but a couple blunders that weren't Coolmat's fault, but a lot of times Coolmat needs to have more eyes on the Orisa, I think, the opposing Orisa, and be ready for those halts if they're not going to have a Mei. Otherwise, put Lynxer on Mei and defend your team from those Halt Hooks. There's so many picks that the Eternal had from Halt Hooks that I can't even count them. And yeah, I think if a team is going to run a D.Va, that D.Va needs to keep eyes on Orisa at all times and be ready for it, and not defense matrixing Hanzo 1v1s. So Jake was pretty good on DPS this game. Lynxer, I think, just got bodied by Soon. When Jake was able to open things up for Lynxer was able to do better, but when Soon was still there and Jake wasn't pressuring him with his Genji, then Lynxer was just completely obliterated from Soon. And Shadowburn did a great job putting his walls up when he needed to, always there to put his walls up. A couple missed walls here and there, but that's part of the game. It's going to happen. And then Raucus, I think, had a fantastic series. Was a support that really stood out to me. Boink had a great first map on Busan, but Raucus really was able to. He landed that sleep dart onto Shadowburn on that first phase on the attack, and that opened things up for them to cap that first point. Otherwise, I think you might be seeing a full hold here. because there was a transcendence on the defense for that nano blade. Rockets landing that sleep was crucial. And then, unfortunate, but Jake and Rockets weren't able to get on the same page for a nano blade at the third phase, and that costed them. They weren't able to do anything after that because the ultimates on the Eternal were just so stacked. They were able to get that whole hog and keep them off the point. So lots to take from the series for studying both teams, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and leave me any feedback you have. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.